wins, the gimmicking wins. From beginning to end, no gimmick. If I rap it, dude, I live it then. And you can't do it, so ain't no need for mimicking. I'm not innocent, I'm on a mission, so let me finish it. Matter of time before they summon the army in. I'm probably on the FBI's most wanted list. I'm probably gonna end up hung like an ornament. I'm on a life mission to abolish all the government.
Look around and tell me what you think, because it's coming down, are you listening? Stop and look, this is what I mean. Yeah, it's going down, it's going down. Open your eyes, the state you're in is a state of mind. Freedom disguised, the state you're in is a state of mind.
What's up, what's up? Welcome back, guys. You know, it's summertime. It's been a while, but I'm glad that we are finally back on the show. It's been way too long. Part of it's, laziness. Part of it is, me debating, to bring it back because of multiple factors, but I'm glad I'm back, and should be a really good show. We got a lot of stuff we're talking about tonight. Somebody's going to have to show me how to use the Instagram story settings, because I sent out one thing, and I don't know how to send out another after that, so I have to learn a little bit about that, how to post stuff on my story on Instagram. But we are back, and I'll go ahead and start off this show like I do every other show, and give you guys some scores from the day. So last night, the Ravens beat the Bears in the first preseason game for the NFL of the year. And that was the Hall of Fame game for Week 1. And then we have some baseball scores from today/tonight. The Cubs beat the Padres earlier 5-4. Pirates beat the Cardinals 7-6. Phillies beat the Marlins 5-1. Angels beat the Indians 7-4. Red Sox are staying insanely hot. Beat the Yankees 4-1. Braves beat the Mets 2-1. We are in the bottom of the 10th. White Sox are up on the Rays 3-2. In extras of that game, Rangers are up over the Orioles 8-3. Rockies are up 3-2 over the Brewers. Diamondbacks are beating the Giants pretty big right now, 6-1 in the top of the third. No score in the Tigers-A's game. Astros up 2-1 over the Dodgers, and then Blue Jays are up 1-0 over the Mariners. And my A's, as of last night, finally have a wild card spot. Let's go. So happy to be an A's fan right now. Happy football is coming back on. We will definitely be talking about an issue related to football in this show. And with all of that being said, I wanted to actually go ahead and introduce my guest for this week. He's been on a couple times before in the past, and I'm glad to have him back once again. My good friend Al Armitage. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing good.
By the way, you the thing about, sorry to interrupt, but for the Instagram story, there's a plus next to it's like your picture on the top left, I think, and then you just add it from there.
Okay, so that's how you add multiple things. Okay. Yeah. I rarely use it, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
But it's been a while, and how's your summer going, man?
Pretty good. I actually just got back recently from a vacation. I took a cruise to Alaska from Vancouver, Canada. It was pretty nice.
Nice, yeah. I saw some stuff that you got up in Seattle. I saw that, and then I know that you were on a cruise and stuff. So yeah, tell me about that. How'd that go?
It was pretty fun. So basically, like, just my family, we drove all the way to Seattle. And we basically stayed a couple days there, and then after that we went to Vancouver and spent a couple days there, which was really fun. And then we got on the cruise ship, and we went to Alaska, a couple places in Alaska, which was pretty awesome, actually, because there was a lot of like historical, you get to learn about a lot of stuff about like natives and stuff like that in Alaska. And then we came back to Vancouver, then drove to Portland, and then we stayed the night there. And and then the day after we just went back, so it was pretty fun.
So how long were you gone for exactly? Because I know that you were gone for a little bit of time. Like, what do you say? Like about a week or so?
I think actually I'm not sure, but I think it was like 2 weeks actually.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It was a long vacation. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's awesome, man. Yeah, myself haven't been up to much. I've been covering some more Lincoln Potter games. Our baseball team here in the city of Lincoln, they've been doing pretty good. Clinched a playoff spot. They're second in the league, so they'll be playing Monday at home. Be probably going to that game. Been working, hanging out. I went to a River Cats game. It was my first time in a bit. Trying to go to an A's game still. Haven't actually watched a lot of movies. I go to watch a lot of movies a good amount of the time, but this summer to me hasn't been too exciting when it comes to movies. I don't know if you've seen any at all that you think were that good.
Yeah, I agree. There just really hasn't been that many, huh?
Yeah, no, like right now, the only thing out I think that I'd want to watch is Mission Impossible, and even that, it's just like a typical Tom Cruise film.
Yeah. And there's like that new Jurassic Park movie, but I'm not interested.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jurassic
That was pretty good.
I was thinking about seeing it, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not as good as the original, but it's better than the last one in my opinion. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, so I saw that, but I mean, pretty much just been hanging out and chilling and stuff. It's been pretty nice, to be honest. Been playing a lot of golf. Played a new course today, Whitney Oaks. Course is so hard. But having a lot of fun, so that's good. I actually golfed the other day at like 5:45 in the morning. Like, you would honestly, when you're going out to a course that early, you really get to enjoy the weather because it's before it gets too hot out, and you actually, get to play in like 70-degree weather or less, which is really nice. Like, I'm sick of playing in 95-degree weather. I'm sick of being in 95 degree weather. The fires aren't
really
helping
sucks
that
is,
much.
Yeah, the fire. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're talking about the fire. The one I'm sure everybody knows about here. There's the one obviously that's up in around Yosemite right now, but the one that's everybody knows about for sure is the one that's up in Redding, which is the Car Fire. And as of this morning, it has burned 131,900 acres. It's 39% contained. And a thing I was just thinking about on that is, what's crazy is we're here in Lincoln, which is at least 2.5 hours away from Redding, probably more than that. And you could just see the effects of that fire down here with the visibility, even in Lincoln being pretty bad and the smoke being decently bad. Just imagine of it up in even like Yuba City, Marysville. It's even worse there. So, I mean, I really just feel bad for everything that's happened up there, man. It's been a pretty bad fire season. That fire specifically has threatened 1,350 structures. It's destroyed almost 1,100 of them. We've had 2 firefighter fatalities and then 2 other civilian fatalities in that fire. And I know they're all working hard up there, but man, it is rough for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But we got, let me see if I can count this, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21 fires that are going on in California that have burned over 1 million acres. Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's insane. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So anyways, we got up there at like 5:45 in the morning to play, and it was just, we literally played the first hole in basically darkness, like pitch black darkness. We were the first group out there, and then it was nice to see the sun come up on a golf course. Most golf courses, seeing the sun rise is actually really, really beautiful, and it was nice to see it at Turkey Creek as well. But the reason I state that is because I've never been out to a golf course that early, and I think that a lot of people, don't like getting up really early, and I think at times it's worth it to see the beauty of a sunrise. Like, everybody talks about sunsets and stuff, but I think sunrises are really underrated. And always forced to get up pretty early as it is for work, because I always go in pretty early. I'm more of a morning person, not a night person. And I think if you're getting up that early, you might as well get up to see the beauty of a sunrise and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree, because I stay up like sometimes like every night where I just like wait until like like I'll literally stay up until like 6 or 7 or sometimes like,
Right.
and I'll see the sunrise. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, no. And the thing is, while we're in school, in college, obviously you get to create your own schedule for the most part. But in high school, you're getting up at 8 Well, you're going at 8 a.m. So you're getting up, probably like 6:30, 7 o'clock every day as it is, and at some points of the year that is when the sun rises and stuff like that. So. I think it's great to, either get up, go on a walk, go on exercise early when the weather's nice, and just check it out and everything, because it's really nice in the mornings versus going out the heat of the day.
For sure.
But to give you guys the actual record on the Lincoln Potters right now, they are 36-21. That is 7.5 back of first place in Chico, so they'll be playing the Medford Rogues at McBean Stadium on Monday. If they win that 3-game series, they will be playing the Chico Heat likely in the second round of the championship. So definitely go out and support your local Potters, because it's a nice atmosphere over there at McBean, a nice little small town feel, which is what Lincoln should be like. And definitely go support them and check it out, because it's pretty cool. Speaking about sports, we're actually going to go ahead and go on to our first issue of the day, which has to do with football and your team and the Oakland Raiders. So this is from NFL.com. Raiders, Khalil Mack haven't talked contract since February. The situation between the Oakland Raiders and defensive end Khalil Mack remains at a standstill. Mack, who hasn't reported to training camp, enters his final year of his contract on a 5th-year option, which pays a base salary of $13.8 million. The Raiders, however, haven't come forward with a present offer, and there have been no contract discussions with Mack's agent, Joel Siegel, since February. The Raiders hope to improve defensively under coach John Gruden, but the unit simply isn't the same without Mack. Over the past 4 seasons, Mack has developed into one of the NFL's elite pass rushers, totaling 40.5 sacks over the past 4 seasons. A 3-time Pro Bowler, he has garnished a first-team All-Pro selections twice, 2015 and 2016, also named the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year in 2016. So with all of this being said, it reported that in April, Mack seeked a deal with guarantees in excess of $65 million. Obviously, the Raiders haven't been able to come to agreements with that. And I wanted to get your thoughts. Do you think that Mack is worth the money, and do you think the Raiders should re-sign him? Or do you think that if he goes, it wouldn't be that big of a deal? What are your thoughts on the whole situation that's transpiring right now?
Hell yeah, he's worth the money. I mean, he's probably one of the few players that actually I think actually makes an impact on our defense, because I don't know if you've watched a lot of Raiders football, but if you look at our defense, we have no one, and which is kind of concerning, because I thought John Gruden was gonna pick up a lot of free agents during the offseason, but I don't think he really did for defense, and that was kind of scary. So I don't even think the Raiders are going to do that good, let alone without a defense. But without Mack, I mean, we're going to be nothing. We're toast. I mean, Mack is literally one of the, I wouldn't argue one of the top D linemen in the league.
Right.
Or he plays linebacker too, but yeah.
Exactly. And the thing is, Mack is only 27 years old. He's in pretty much what for most people would be the prime of their careers. And if you actually look at the Raiders' depth chart, like you're talking about when it comes to their defense, yeah, you're right. They don't have much. It's not like the days where they had, Tuck, and they had those guys like Woodson and stuff like that. They don't have those guys. They don't have really much in their secondary besides what they drafted. And so he makes a very big contribution, and with that division being very competitive, and it's expected to be pretty competitive again, with Denver obviously picking up, key players as in their quarterbacks and stuff like that. Chubb for their defensive line. And then you got the Chiefs that are still there with players like Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt and Kelsey and those guys. And then the Chargers, obviously, with Phillip Rivers as always. And then, the roster they have, it's a competitive division. So you got to make sure that you're still staying up. And they've got a pretty tough schedule coming up for sure. So I think the Raiders need to do whatever they can to keep these top guys if they are to be contenders in the AFC West. So $65 million in football is not like it's different than $65 million in basketball. So I would say the equivalent of $65 million contract in football would be like about $100 million contract in basketball. But like I said, if you're an elite player, in today's league, that's worth the money.